have this feeling, haven't felt for so long. Took a hold on me and won't let go. I've been sleeping, caught me off my guard. Cause you're in my space and now I'm so pull me towards you and I cannot fight it. My head's underwater, I try to disguise it. Want you to hold me, though we haven't spoken. I need that something to get me to open.
Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Just got some weird looks, but hi, I'm in Bicester in case you weren't able to tell. And yeah, I guess welcome to another vlog. Today, like after 2.5 months in London, I finally made it to Bicester for my very first time and I'm really excited. Bicester probably doesn't need any introduction, but in case you're not familiar, it's basically an outlet shopping center, kind of set up like a village with those tiny little, oh, look at that, with those tiny little houses side by side, and you have all the big brands like Gucci, Dior, Fendi, Valentino, Ferragamo, Celine. So yeah, really excited to finally check out Bicester and yeah, check out all the discounts. And of course, I'm going to take you along. So either this video is going to be part 1 of 2, or I'm going to include like everything that I can capture today in one vlog. We're just gonna figure it out along the way. So welcome to either part 1 of 2 or welcome to my Bicester vlog. And yeah, in case this is your first time watching one of my videos, hi, I'm Lesley. So glad to have you here on my channel. I usually talk about all things luxury, in particular handbags, but I cover a wide range of topics. I also adore filming shopping vlogs. This is going to be one of those, but I have a ton more on my channel, both like London ones, but also like travel vlogs. I went to an outlet center in Florence last year. So yeah, definitely click through all the videos that are already up on my channel. And if you don't want to miss any of my upcoming ones, make sure you subscribe, ring that little bell. And before I keep you any longer, let's check out some luxury boutiques.
Talk to me, baby, I've been waiting for a lifetime. Just keep on fading in all these photos, caught in the memories and captured in the highlights. Just keep on wasting glass after glass. I keep hoping you'll come around, drowning our fights in whatever can be found. Cause I've given in to all my demons lately. You know, might be easier just to let it go. Cut the cable short and the problem solved. Might be easier.
Alright, let's start off with Fendi, shall we? By the way, if you're only interested in one particular brand, say Prada, Gucci, Ferragamo, I did cover a good amount of brands. If you're only interested in one particular one, I'll have this video timestamped, so you just like hover over the bottom part of the video and the chapters should pop up. Of course, I'd appreciate if you watch the entire thing, but I totally get if you're only interested in one brand, click away and only watch that segment. Anyway, first off, Fendi. And yeah, no pun intended, I really like the small, is it the Nano? Not 100% sure, the Nano Fendi first. And I'd say the discount was quite good. They also had a huge selection of shoes and like a children's section, which, I don't know, caught me by surprise because the Fendi outlet boutique in Bicester Village isn't like super big, but they did dedicate a good chunk of the boutique to like the children's section, but oh well.
It's been quiet for a day now. Can't bear the silence inside my own head. I keep on hoping somehow we can make this alright. Just keep on trying. Glass after glass, I keep hoping you'll come around, drowning our fights in whatever can be found. Cause I've given in to all my demons lately. You know, might be easier just to let it go. Cut the cable short and the problem solved. Might be easier.
So as I mentioned, they did have quite a good amount of shoes on display. A lot of them were colibri pumps, both in the lower heel size as well as the higher heel size. Again, drawing another comparison to the Firenze outlet. I hope you're even interested, but I'm gonna dump some information on you anyway. So compared to the Fendi selection inside the Firenze outlet, Bicester was way better. I think Fendi also didn't let me film inside the Firenze outlet center, so I did film 2 vlogs as I mentioned, but there was no Fendi included, if I remember correctly, because they didn't let me film inside there. But even if I had been able to film inside the more Firenze Fendi boutique, there wouldn't have been a point because the selection was atrocious when it comes to handbags in particular. So yeah, compared to that experience, the Bicester Village selection when it comes to Fendi was really good. They also had this like, oh god, what's it called, like O-lock bag, and yeah, of course the adorable Fendi furs, and they had a sunshine shopper tote in this like perforated leather. So the selection inside Fendi was top notch.
Keep on wasting. Might be easier just to let it go. Cut the cable short and
The selection when it comes to Saint Laurent was quite impressive, so I did spend quite a good amount of time inside Saint Laurent looking at all of the bags. I do have to say the discounts varied quite a bit, so it was basically like a case-by-case scenario, looking at all of the bags and figuring out, like, some were only like maybe like 15% off, some were more in the direction of 30% off, really depended on the bag, but they did have some classic style as well. So for instance, the puffer bag in black and also like a beigey kind of color. Then they had a couple of Solferino bags. The Solferino is one of the bags that I purchased in Florence last year. I did purchase that one in a black. At Bicester they did have like a pistachio color, which was beautiful, and also like a red and one other color, which I can't recall, but yeah, they did have some classic styles as well. I think also like the Nikki bag. Then they did have not a toy Lulu, but a Lulu. I don't know which size exactly, in like a greenish color and like a suede material. They did have a couple of Sac de Jour bags, a hot pink one, like a bubblegum pink, also like a very bright green one. So I don't think when it comes to the Sac de Jour, I don't think they had neutral colors in on like that particular day. But yeah, the selection inside Saint Laurent was actually quite good. I fell in love with a pair of sunglasses, and looking back, I don't know why I didn't purchase them, but yeah, and I'd say out of the shops that I checked out at Bicester Village, I didn't go into every single one, but out of the ones that I did go into, I'd say Saint Laurent was within my top 2 or top 3. So yeah, they did have some really amazing goodies and some great discounts. Okay, talking about discounts though, this particular bag style, when I checked on the tag, it only quoted the outlet price, and at the like MSRP section of the price tag it said 0. So I don't know what's going on there. If it's only like a bag style that's produced for the outlets. I wasn't aware that Saint Laurent did that. Gucci certainly does. Saint Laurent, I thought they only sold like regular styles that back in the day, like a couple of seasons ago, used to be in the like regular boutiques at full price, but no idea. So this was kind of weird, I feel like.
don't answer the phone, spending the days on my own, then repeat.
Okay, so I think it's like 1:30-ish, and that's the line in front of Dior. I think Dior recently opened up a new location inside Bicester. As I mentioned in the intro, this is my first time in Bicester, so I don't have like any type of comparison, but I think this is their new location. I went in earlier today, and they didn't let me film like at all, and photos weren't allowed either. The only thing you can do inside Dior is FaceTime, because they know that if they were to not allow people to FaceTime, they would lose out on quite a lot of business, I guess. Yeah, so earlier today, I think we arrived like 10:30. Was very quiet, but now it's definitely filled up, and I don't even want to imagine how crowded it will be like on the weekends. I'm here on a weekday. I took a day off. Well, the things you do for Bicester, but yeah, such a lovely day. It's like mid-September.
Took days to finally start writing songs, but now it's begun. I go oh 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 oh. I keep
The Prada boutique inside Bicester was a 2-story building. I think upstairs was like exclusively men's, so I only went up, realized it was men's, and went straight down again. But yeah, the ground floor was really big. And I'd say with most, if not all, I can't speak for all because I haven't seen every single luxury outlet center yet, but yeah, with most luxury outlet centers, if they have a Prada, they also have a Miu Miu section inside Prada, because obviously they belong together. So that is the case with Bicester as well. I'd say like 2/3, maybe like more in the direction of 3/4 of the store was Prada, and then they had a Miu Miu section. And of course, like Prada bags, There were a lot of them. I think a lot of them like outlet specific ones that you wouldn't have been able to purchase like full price in a regular boutique. But yeah, don't quote me. I'm not like a regular customer at Prada boutiques, but that's my understanding from what I've heard other people talk about, that Prada, as with Gucci, those two brands are known for producing like outlet only pieces. But I'm certain Prada also had like bags that were originally from the boutiques and just like old season or something like that. So they had a lot of bags, but also the shoe section was really impressive. And I'd say, I mean, I'm not a shoe person. Again, that's partly due to my size, but also because I don't feel comfortable spending luxury money on shoes. That might change, but for now, I'm not in the game of dropping like 1K on a pair of shoes or even 500. But if I was interested in shoes, that doesn't only apply to Prada, but most of the other brands as well. Shoes and ready to wear, but yeah, especially shoes are definitely where the best deals are to be had. So yeah, they did have a lot of like gold metallic ones and the crystal ones that were all the rage, like what, 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago, and like at heavy discounts, and also a lot of like classic styles, so a lot of classic sneakers. So yeah, overall really good selection inside Prada. By the way, that doesn't apply to Prada, but I'm just gonna say it here while I have the Prada footage running. So you might have noticed at the end of the salon section, and you will notice it, especially when it comes to Gucci. In some instances, I'm going to show you photos as opposed to video footage. That's because in some instances, I got approached by an SA or like a security guy asking me to please not film. I was, for the most part, apart from Dior and Celine, which Celine I'm going to talk about in a second, in all cases they were like, please don't film, but take as many pictures as you want. So that's what I did. And yeah, I know like videos are a lot more like engaging, and I prefer videos as opposed to photos, but if I have a choice of showing you nothing or photos, I might as well show you the photos. So that's why you'll see a lot of like non-moving images at the end of the video when we're getting to the Gucci part. But yeah, quickly addressing Celine while I have you. So I did go inside Celine, try to film, got told off, which is perfectly fine. They set the rules essentially, so I wasn't able to film, but until I got told off, I was able to capture like a little bit. I'm gonna insert that like towards the end of the video, but the selection was really bad. So like it wasn't a huge loss that I was not able to film, because there was literally not much that I would have been able to film. They did have like a handful of handbags, but really random and really old. So the bags that I did look at were big belt bags, like really huge ones in exotic skin, and they had the old logo, so the Celine with the accent on the E. And when did the logo change? Like 3 years ago, maybe even longer. So those are like really old bags. Anyway, so that's Celine. Can't recommend, I guess, because there was literally nothing in stock. Of course, it might have been just like the day that I went that the selection wasn't great, but I talked to Romina Rose May, chances are you know her, but yeah, she said the same thing, and she's been to Bicester a couple of times. She said, yeah, just don't bother with Celine because their selection is really bad.
Is the one thing on my mind. It took days to finally start writing songs. Now it's begun. I go
I also kind of like on a whim actually decided to check out the Bottega outlet, and I was pleasantly surprised. The selection was really good. Like it was on the smaller side when it comes to the store size, but they had a great selection of items. I did put my focus on bags. I'm sure, I wouldn't even be able to tell you, but I'm sure they also had like ready to wear and some shoes. But yeah, handbags is my focus. You probably know that, or you've been able to tell throughout this video. But yeah, they did have a good selection of bags. They did have a couple of Jodies and a couple of those kind of pouches, top handle bags, and like not like in your face weird kind of colors. A lot of neutrals, brown, like cognac-y, brownish kind of shades, whites, burgundies. So I was really pleasantly surprised. They even had like a black bag and the pouch, like the pouch with the chain. And yeah, I think you get where I'm getting at. So great selection, great discounts, sometimes like not quite half off, but like 40%. I didn't do the proper math on the items. I would appreciate if they actually disclosed the percentage. I think Ferragamo does that on their price tags. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here, but yeah, Bottega had great selection, great sales, sometimes like upwards of like almost $1,000 off of a bag that would have been like 2,700-ish. I'm making numbers up here, but you'll have the prices displayed on the screen. But yeah, highly recommend checking out Bottega at Bicester Village. Okay, I know I said earlier that they didn't have weird stuff. That isn't entirely true. This Jodie and this like mirrored effect DIY project kind of looking thing, I don't know, it was also incredibly expensive, even like at the discount price. Like no surprise that the like price tag looked so beaten up, because chances are like thousands of people would have checked the price tag and like swiftly put the bag back on the shelf, because it's insanely expensive for what it is, and essentially like super heavy as well, because you have these like mirrored discs basically covering the bag. I don't know, acquired taste, and if you have like money to burn, go ahead, but not my cup of tea. Talking about weird bags, I'm just gonna leave you with this. Who is even surprised that this style of the pouch made it into the outlets? I'm not. I mean, I think this one also came in a bright yellow or like green or both colors. I'm lacking any kind of comments that I could provide, but there you go. No surprise that this like fluffy thing ended up in an outlet. Next off, I think like second to last. Okay, if you count Celine, I did mention that I captured like a little bit inside Celine. If you count Celine, which I'm gonna show you after Ferragamo, it's gonna be Ferragamo, Celine, Gucci. So a couple of brands to go. I did get a lot of footage and photos inside Gucci, so stay tuned for that. That's gonna be like the grand finale, I guess. But first off, Ferragamo, and I'm so glad that I was able to film a lot, because the stock level was amazing. The SAs noticed me filming and they didn't really care, which is great. And yeah, of course they had like ready to wear, like a specific men's section as well, if I'm not mistaken. Shoes, obviously, I mean, duh, it's Ferragamo, but again, my focus was on bags, so that's what I checked out, and there was lots to discover. I think they had like a good variety in terms of more classic styles, and also like classic neutral shades, and more like seasonal styles and colors, and also relatively new-ish designs. So maybe like 2-3 seasons ago, which is great. One thing that I kind of wish I would be able to unsee is that if you watch my channel regularly and you've watched, last March, I think I purchased my Ferragamo studio bag in this like flowery pattern. Obviously, I did pay full price, and it made its way into the outlet, which isn't a surprise, because it's not like a standard or like neutral color by any means. Ferragamo does these kind of flowery patterns, or like special kind of patterns every season, so it's like as seasonal as you can get when it comes to like patterns or like colors in a handbag. So mentally I was kind of prepared for my bag to eventually end up in an outlet, but the discount that bag had, because it's been marked down a couple of times, that kind of pained me, because I spent like 245-ish, so like let's say 2,400 euros, and in the outlet it was below 1K. I'm just gonna cry myself to sleep right now, but no, it's fine. I mean, it's alright. What can you do, right? They also had a number of exotic bags, not like a huge amount. Gucci did have a lot of exotics. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But yeah, there were two, rewind. So there was one studio bag in a tiny size, the studio box. So the one that's a little more structured than the one I have. Mine is a little more slouchy, which is supposed to look like that, but they do have a box version of the studio bag, and that's what the exotic was in a beautiful like pink pop of color. Of course, like super pricey, and they had like another like very tiny one, practically unusable, so practically unpractical, I guess, but yeah, mini bags, what can you say? And they also had a black one. Don't quote me about the style name, but that had been reduced quite significantly. Same, I mean, okay, as I said, my flowery studio bag, that had been marked down twice, so like original price down to the outlet price, and then on top of that, like another like 30% or something like that. Same applies to the black exotic bag, and there were like another, I'd say like a handful of bags that those like double reductions apply to. But in general, Ferragamo discounts are usually quite generous. But again, it's like a case-by-case scenario. Just look at the price tag and be surprised, I guess. Same as with Saint Laurent, as I mentioned. So that's the tiny bit of Celine footage that I mentioned earlier. I don't know, I hope you're able to tell, like, I tried to zoom in as much as possible without like compromising the quality of the video too much, but you have the accent on the E, which is like the old logo from like back in the day, so definitely ancient bags right there, which, I don't know, they must have been in storage or like on the shelves in the sunlight potentially for multiple years, which, I don't know if I'd be willing to spend that kind of money, because obviously both bags are exotics. I don't know if I want to spend exotic luxury kind of money on bags that are like multiple years old and you don't really know what they've been through already. But yeah, there's that. Celine was really not much to talk about. So let's finish off this video with Gucci. I did spend a lot of time inside Gucci taking lots of pictures because they preferred me to not film inside there, which is perfectly fine. So if you appreciate the effort, also like if you're still around, this video is on the longer side, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up. But yeah, let's check out some Gucci pieces. What I noticed that isn't like limited to Gucci, but I'd say Gucci makes it a lot more obvious than a lot of the other brands, is that they sell a lot of items at full price. I think they call it like special price, which is kind of deceiving, because my understanding of a special price inside a like luxury outlet store would be that it's marked down like even more on top of the already reduced outlet price. But oh well, so the special price for Gucci is you're gonna pay full price. Yeah, I don't know. That's, for me, that's not the point of going to an outlet center if you can buy the exact same bag for the exact same price in a boutique for full price. Anyway, so yeah, that's Gucci. They also had a lot of exotics and yeah, lots of ready to wear. And I mean, Gucci was massive. I think they even had like a first floor. I didn't even check that out. Chances are that would have been men's only anyway. But yeah, if you're a Gucci girl or a Gucci guy or a Gucci whatever, you would have had your fun inside the Gucci outlet in Bicester Village.
If you wanna spill your mind, give me all your reasons to why I should take my time. Used to have forever, but you never cared that much. Just tell me why I should give you more than a goodbye, babe. Why you won't tell me why you won't. Do it again, do it again, do it again. Do it again and we won't end up as friends. Do it again, do it again, do it again. I trusted you once, but I won't do that again. After 30 seconds, if you wanna pick your price, don't ask for forgiveness, 'cause you know I'm not that type. You know you had me good, but now I can't look into your eyes.
Typical me, I forgot to film an outro because we had to rush to get the train home. But yeah, If you're still hanging around, if you're still watching until this point in the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed yet, but you happen to enjoy the kind of content that I'm filming, I would really love for you to consider subscribing. Also ring that little bell so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. Give this video a thumbs up, and I don't want to keep you any longer. This has been a video on the longer side. So yeah, thanks so much for watching again, and I'm gonna catch you in my next one. Bye.
I won't do that again.